History often conceals its darkest moments in old photographs, revealing haunting images that whisper of human suffering, eerie events, and chilling truths beyond belief. Here are 80 historical photos that may haunt your dreams. Number 1. The Russian famine, 1921. In the grim aftermath of revolution and war communism, the Russian countryside fell into a horrifying nightmare. Crops failed, livestock disappeared, and famine swept through entire provinces like a dark shadow. By 1921, millions were left starving. One of the most haunting images from Buzuluk captures skeletal peasants sitting beside lifeless bodies, their hollow eyes devoid of any humanity. The famine became so devastating that reports of cannibalism surfaced of parents, driven to madness by hunger, resorting to feeding on the remains of their own children. Overcrowded orphanages turned into death camps filled with disease and despair, where countless frail children lay motionless, waiting for a miracle that never arrived. This photograph doesn't just depict starvation, it embodies the death of hope itself. Number 2. Radium Girls, 1922. In the early 1920s, young women hired to paint glowing numbers on watch dials unknowingly sealed their own fates. The substance that gave their brushes that mesmerizing glow was radium, an element far more dangerous than they could ever have imagined. To create fine tips on their brushes, the workers were instructed to lip point them, unwittingly ingesting tiny amounts of the deadly substance with every stroke. Before long, their jaws began to rot from within, teeth falling from necrotic gums. A chilling photograph shows a group of these glowing girls smiling innocently, completely unaware that their bones had already started to betray them. Their suffering ultimately became a pivotal moment in the evolution of industrial safety laws, but the cost they paid was immeasurable. Number 3. WDI gas masks for babies. During World War II, the fear of chemical attacks loomed large over Europe. A haunting photograph from 1939 captures nurses testing strange gas masks made just for infants. These small, coffin-like devices completely enclosed babies, with only a hand pump to provide fresh air. The image is of unsettling rows of nurses, calmly checking the gear, holding babies wrapped in rubber shells, their little faces obscured by thick glass. It's a scene that's both absurd and terrifying, highlighting the extremes of wartime anxiety. The very existence of such contraptions serves as a chilling reminder of how war can invade even the most innocent aspects of life. Number 4. Korean War ambulance driver, 1951. A black and white snapshot from the Korean War captures one of the most heart-wrenching moments ever recorded of a young Indian Army ambulance driver gripping what's left of his leg, mangled by an explosion. His face reflects not just pain, but sheer disbelief. Around him, the chaos of battle unfolds, with medics shouting and smoke billowing. This image immortalizes the moment where duty collides with devastation, illustrating how soldiers, often from distant lands, paid the ultimate price in a conflict that remains overshadowed by others. His suffering echoes the silent agony of countless soldiers whose sacrifices have been lost in the footnotes of history. Number 5. Magdalene Asylum's Ireland. Behind the cold stone walls of Ireland's Magdalene laundries, young women labeled as fallen were imprisoned under the pretense of moral reform. A faded photograph from one of these institutions shows a group of girls in plain uniforms, heads bowed, eyes vacant. They were forced into endless labor-washing clothes, scrubbing floors, praying for forgiveness for sins they often never committed. Primarily run by religious orders, these asylums operated for decades, concealing systematic abuse, neglect, and psychological torment. Many women never left alive. The surviving photos reveal a hypocrisy so chilling that it still resonates through Ireland's collective conscience. Number 6. The Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden in 1939. This is one of those images that really hits hard. 20,000 Americans gathered under swastikas, right in the heart of New York City. This event, organized by the German-American Bund, took place just months before World War II broke out. On stage, a massive portrait of George Washington stood next to banners of Hitler's regime, an unsettling mix of patriotism and propaganda. The crowd, many of them smiling and saluting, shows just how easily hate can masquerade as nationalism. It's a chilling reminder that this scene isn't from Berlin, it's from our own backyard. Number 7. Concentration camp inmate. When it comes to the haunting images from Nazi concentration camps, few can compare. One particularly striking photograph captures a survivor emaciated and frail standing before the camera, with eyes that seem to gaze right through time. Behind him, endless stretches of barbed wire loom in the fog. These images don't just document genocide, they reveal the horrifying industrialization of human suffering. Each photo is like a silent scream, honoring the millions who were murdered and the incredible resilience of those who managed to survive and share their stories. Number 8. Bloody revolts and executions. The 20th century was filled with revolts, uprisings, and the grim of disastrous executions, all captured through the lens. One gut-wrenching photo from the Venezuelan revolt of 1962 shows a government rifleman collapsing in the street, blood pooling around him. Number #9. Wartime nurses in trenches, 1918. Even those who never picked up a weapon were confronted with the brutal realities of war every single day. During World War I, haunting photographs surfaced depicting nurses dozing off in muddy trenches, their uniforms drenched and faces marked with dirt. They toiled for days on end without a moment's rest, surrounded by the anguished cries of dying soldiers. The image is haunting not due to violence, but because of sheer exhaustion, the visible strain of compassion stretched to its breaking point. These women, unarmed yet unwavering, emerged as the quiet heroes of a conflict that claimed millions. Number #10. Typhus and starvation in orphanages. The images from orphanages during the famine in Eastern Europe and Asia are almost too painful to bear. Rows of emaciated children lying still on grimy floors, their bellies distended from hunger. Many were war orphans, while others suffered from the grips of poverty and disease. One particularly heartbreaking photograph from the 1940s shows a nurse standing helplessly among a sea of dying children, powerless to save them. The camera captures a moment that doesn't flinch, and neither can the viewer. These haunting images lay bare a harsh reality that many prefer to ignore. Innocence is often the first victim of human greed and neglect. Number 11. Albert Einstein and Charlie Chaplin. A surreal photograph captures Albert Einstein and Charlie Chaplin strolling side by side at the premiere of City Lights in 1931. At first glance, it appears as a joyful two brilliant minds of intellect and artistry sharing a laugh. Yet, there's an unsettling undertone to the image. The calm before the storm. Within a decade, Einstein would be fleeing from the Nazis, and Chaplin would find himself accused of communist sympathies. This picture encapsulates a fleeting moment of brightness before the world was once again engulfed in darkness. History has a cruel sense of irony, and this photo captures that sentiment beautifully. Number #12. Civil rights struggles. Few images capture the essence of human bravery like those from the civil rights movement. One unforgettable photo depicts a young black protester being attacked by police dogs in Birmingham, Alabama. Another shows a woman being blasted by a high-pressure fire hose, clutching her handbag as if to challenge the world. These moments, frozen in time, lay bare the harsh realities of racism and the unwavering determination of those who fought against it. What's truly haunting isn't just the violence, it's the calm demeanor of those inflicting it, their faces showing no signs of remorse. These images etch themselves into the minds of anyone who dares to look closely. Number #13. Post-war destruction. When wars come to an end, the bombs may stop falling, but the pain remains. Post-war photographs of cities like Dresden, Hiroshima, and Warsaw reveal the rubble where life once thrived. A mother stands amidst the ruins of her home, holding her child, her expression a mix of disbelief and numbness. Smoke still rises from the streets, and the silence is overwhelming. These images do more than document destruction, they show the resilience of the human spirit striving to rise from the ashes. Every crumbled wall and shattered street tells a story of survival, sorrow, and the enduring shadow that war casts over generations. Number #14 Japanese American internment camps. During World War II, fear turned neighbors into enemies. The photos from Japanese American internment camps capture a deeply shameful chapter in US history. Families, both citizens and immigrants, were rounded up and confined behind barbed wire in the name of security. One particularly poignant image shows a child peering through the fence, clutching a small American flag. Her expression a mix of confusion and betrayal as she wonders why her own country has locked her away. These haunting images remind us how easily paranoia and prejudice can warp democracy into something tyrannical, even under the banner of freedom. Number #15 Horrific medical experiments. Some of the most unsettling images in history come not from battlefields, but from laboratories. From Nazi doctors conducting horrific experiments on prisoners to unethical studies targeting vulnerable populations, these photographs lay bare the darkest aspects of scientific inquiry. We see emaciated patients strapped to tables, children subjected to unknown injection scenes that feel like they belong in a horror movie. Yet, they are all too real. These images stand as a grim testament to how unchecked curiosity, devoid of ethical considerations, can reduce human lives to mere disposable subjects for experimentation. Number #15 Victims of natural disasters. Nature's fury has always inspired tragic photography. Images capturing the aftermath of earthquakes, tsunamis, and famines reveal survivors amidst apocalyptic devastation. One particularly haunting photograph from the 1970 Bola cyclone depicts a solitary child standing among thousands of lifeless bodies, staring out toward the horizon. The true power of these images lies in their silence. They starkly illustrate that, in the face of nature's wrath, humanity is both incredibly fragile and remarkably resilient. They serve as sobering reminders that the security of life is merely an illusion, easily shattered by the very forces that sustain it. Number #17 Hangings and executions. Historically, executions were often public spectacles. Photos of lynchings and hangings, sometimes treated as morbid souvenirs, reveal humanity's unsettling fascination with death. One particularly chilling image captures a crowd grinning beneath a hanging body, with children perched on their parents' shoulders as if they were at a festive parade. These images are perhaps the most disturbing, forcing us to confront the darker sides of human nature and our collective history. Anyway, that's it for this video. What do you think about these haunting images? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take. Don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and hit the subscribe button for more jaw-dropping videos from the edge of reality. Thanks for watching. Bye.